friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Music and Mother Goose. So today our theme is all about old men. Some of them are cranky and some of them are really friendly. So to get started, let's sing our song, We Clap and Sing Hello. So it goes, we clap and sing hello, we clap and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we clap and sing hello. Then we do a big clap. And today for our theme, let's also do We Fall and Sing Hello. We fall and sing hello. And then we'll do a big fall at the end. All right. So we have a really fun song coming up that has to do with falling too. So let's sing. We clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we clap and sing hello. Let's hear your big clap. All right, very good. Now it's time to fall. We fall and sing hello. We fall and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we fall and sing hello. And can I see your big fall? All right, very good. So I hope that you're ready to get started. I know I feel awake and ready. So our next song is a really fun classic song called London Bridge is Falling Down. And for this one, you can sing it by yourself, but we think it's more fun with a partner. So for this, if you have a really little one, parents, you can let your child fall when say it's falling down. So we'll say London Bridge is falling down, and we'll repeat that motion. All right, now if you have older ones or more than one child to sing with, you can also do the classic game for older kids where two people stand and put their arms together to make a bridge when everyone else goes through, and then when you say, My Fair Lady, you drop the bridge and catch whoever's there. But we'll do it with our little friend today. Our dragon friend is back. So, hello. All right. So our song is London Bridge is Falling Down. We'll do it twice. We have London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Let's sing it again. And remember, if you're singing with older kids, it's really fun to trap someone when the bridge falls down. And then that person, of course, can either become part of the bridge or maybe even choose who has to be the bridge next. So, London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. So our story today is about a shoemaker and his wife who are helped by some very friendly elves. So let's check it out. It is a Hoopla digital book, which means that this is available and free for you to borrow anytime online with your library card. So our story today is The Elves and the Shoemaker by Jim LaMarche, with the original story by the Brothers Grimm. So how many elves do you think will be in our story today? We have 1, 2, and look at how small they are. So this is a pair of shoes, and this is how big the elves are. They're pretty tiny. Let's see what happens. So The Elves and the Shoemaker, retold from the Brothers Grimm and illustrated by Jim LaMarche. There was once a good shoemaker who, through a spell of bad luck, had become very poor. Finally, he had just enough leather to make one last pair of shoes. Still, it is a fine piece of leather, said his wife, as soft as butter, yet as strong as your hands. Tonight, dear wife, I will cut the leather, said the shoemaker, and first thing in the morning I will sew the shoes. The next morning, when the couple went into the workshop, they were flabbergasted by what they found. What do you think they found in the workshop? There on the work table stood two shoes, perfectly finished, not a stitch out of place. But, but who? How? Sputtered the shoemaker. His wife could only stare. Just then, a dandy gentleman came into the shop. What magnificent shoes! Please, I must try them on, he said. The shoes fit perfectly. It was as if they had been made just for him. He was so pleased that he paid double the price. Now the shoemaker had enough money to buy leather for two more pairs of shoes. Again that evening, the shoemaker cut out the leather for the shoes and went to bed. And once again in the morning, there were the shoes finished. Buyers were not lacking for these either. And as before, they were so pleased they paid double the price. Now the shoemaker had enough money to buy leather for four more pairs of shoes. So can you look at the picture? Do you see any special helpers hiding in this picture as they watch the shoemaker prepare the leather? I think the cat sees them. We have our elves waiting to come in. And so the shoemaker goes to bed. The next morning, just as before, there were the shoes already made. On and on it went. Whatever the shoemaker cut out in the evening was finished by morning. So which of these shoes do you like? I think I would wear the fish shoes. And soon, news of the splendid shoes spread throughout the town, and the shoemaker and his wife were no longer poor. Now, what time of year do you think is coming? One evening, not long before Christmas, as the shoemaker cut more leather for shoes, his wife spoke. Dear husband, who has made us so rich? What if we were to stay up tonight and see who comes to our shop? The shoemaker agreed, so that night they lit a small lamp in the hall, hid behind their coats, and waited. As the clock struck midnight, bong, bong, they heard the creak of a window and the scuttle of small feet. Peeking out from behind the coats, they saw two tiny children sneak into the workshop. They were poorly shod, and they wore only raggedy sacks for warmth. Elves, the shoemaker's wife whispered. So here they come in through the window, and they look like tiny children. And what are they doing here? They're climbing up to start making shoes, and the cat's just hanging out and watching. The tiny elves tiptoed across the room and climbed up onto the table. Then, humming and whistling, they began to stitch and sew and hammer so quickly with their little fingers that the shoemaker and his wife could not believe their eyes. The elves did not stop until all the shoes were finished and stood lined up on the table. Sturdy riding boots, delicate slippers, feather-light dancing shoes, and heavy clogs for work. Then the elves tiptoed out of the workshop, up the stairs, and out the window. The next morning, the wife said, The little elves have made us rich. We must give them something in return. They run around with so little on, they must be freezing. I will make a warm dress, coat, and pants, and knit them each a pair of stockings. Well, that sounds very kind. Do you think the elves will like them? And I shall be happy to make them each a pair of fine shoes, said the shoemaker. They went right to work, and that evening they laid the presents on the work table. Then, like before, they hid behind the coats and waited. At midnight, the elves quietly slipped into the shop, ready for another night's work. But instead of pieces of leather, they found the beautiful presents. At first, they were too astonished to move. Then they hugged their new warm clothes and quickly put them on. When they were dressed, they leaped and bounced around the room singing, "Now we're elves so fine to see, no longer cobblers we will be." Now, a cobbler is someone who makes shoes. So now that they have nice clothes, they're not going to make shoes anymore. Oh no! They jumped over chairs, raced around the shop, and finally ran out the door. The click and clack of their new shoes echoed through the streets. From that time on, the little elves were not seen again. But the shoemaker and his wife lived a long and happy life. So I always wondered with this story why the elves left when they got their presents. And I always wondered if the shoemaker regretted giving them clothing. But it sounds like with this story that they were too happy and they didn't mind. So the elves helped them enough that then they could help themselves. This story also always makes me think about what I would like help with elves from. So maybe you would like help finishing your homework, or maybe you would like elves to help you clean up your toys. So it's fun to imagine if you had helper elves that would help you secretly, or that would secretly help you do something while you were sleeping. What would you ask them to do? So our next chant is another really fun rhyme or song. Today we're doing it as a rhyme that is a classic nursery rhyme that originated in the 1700s. So that's 300 years ago. Whew, that's pretty old. And today we're doing a somewhat modern version of it, and it's all about some birds that were baked into a pie. So our song is called Sing a Song of Sixpence, and we recommend getting some rhythm shakers or sticks to practice keeping the rhythm as you say the rhyme. So it goes like this. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? All right, now, if my shakers were really loud and it was a little hard to hear, we'll do it again, and I'll put my shakers down, and I will use my hands to clap this time. But it's a good one to practice that pattern with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, wait. So that wait is great practice for developing rhythm. And this rhyme, of course, has more verses in the classic version, but we're sticking with easy, so let's do our first two parts one more time. Oh, sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. What a dainty dish to set before a king. All right, and that is Sing a Song of Sixpence, a classic rhyme from 300 years ago, also from England. All right, friends, it's almost time for us to say goodbye today, but before we do, we have a really fun and pretty long song about an old man, which will help us practice our counting today. So for this song, we'll actually sing 10 verses, all about an old man who likes to knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone, and then come rolling home. So we'll have some simple motions today, and we like to sing this song just to practice the rhythm and to practice counting on our fingers. All right, we're not worrying too much about the message of the song, just enjoying the song itself. So it goes, this old man, he played one, he played knick-knack on my thumb, with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. All right, do you have those motions? Let's move on to number 2. So this old man, he played 2. He played knick-knack on my shoe. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. So I'm patting my legs, clapping, and throwing a bone to the dog. Let's move on to 3. This old man, he played 3. He played knick-knack on my knee. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, gave the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 4. He played knick-knack on my door. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. So now we're at 5. Oh, this old man, he played 5. He played knick-knack on my hive. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next is 6. So this old man, he played 6. He played knick-knack on my sticks. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Time for 7. This old man, he played 7. He played knick-knack up in heaven. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. All right, we're getting close to the end. Next is 8. Oh, this old man, he played 8. He played knick-knack on my gate. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Oh, we're almost done. 9. Oh, this old man, he played 9. He played knick-knack on my spine. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. And now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's sing. This old man, he played 10. He played knick-knack once again. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. And since number 10 is once again, you can go the whole way back to number 1 and sing it again. All right, so we hope that you enjoyed this old man who likes to paddywhack and throw the dog a bone. Friends, it's time for us to say goodbye. So we hope that you enjoyed singing and chanting about some grumpy old men or some nice old men and maybe the elves that help them. And today, to say goodbye, we'll do our classic American Sign Language song. You may have noticed that we do the same goodbye and hello songs each time. That's to help build a routine into our program so that kids know what to expect. And then, of course, we do like to throw a little bit of variation in, especially with our hello song, to get kids interested and get them thinking. Right? So today we'll do our classic goodbye, where we'll use our goodbye sign and our sign for friends, where we put our 2 fingers together. And we'll say goodbye friends, it's time to say goodbye. Let's sing. So, goodbye friends, goodbye friends, goodbye friends, it's time to say goodbye. So thanks for joining us, friends. We hope that we'll see you next week for our very last Music and Mother Goose of the summer. All right, so have a great week and see you next time.